But
All right, what's up, man? We are live, bro.
it's back another week, man.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, my
and
goodness.
you know, we scheduled this thing like boneheads for 8 p.m. So
Yeah.
hopefully our typical followers will know that 7 p.m. is the show
Yeah.
time, not 8 p.m. That's my boneheadedness.
No, it's all good, man. We've been doing some cool stuff.
Been
So
staying busy, man.
Staying busy. So
Yeah.
it's all good.
So what's up, man?
Man, we got so much stuff going on, bro.
I know.
It's good stuff.
I know. It really
just
is.
happy to be here. It's such a fun time to get to kind of chill out. Honestly, this is a good time to chill out, kind of connect with some people and share some cool ideas. So super stoked for tonight. We got some amazing guests that I'm super excited to talk to and share with you guys for sure. So,
well, and I love our topic tonight, talking about apps and you know, different apps and different things that can help you more efficiently run your business, market your business, share your business, get it out there. Just some really cool ideas and different things like that. So what about anything exciting other than it feels like we've been working like crazy lately?
We've been doing a lot of work.
Gabriel, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, brother?
What's up, Gabe?
Man, we've been doing some good work. I'm excited about some stuff we have kind of cooking right now.
Yep.
You know, we got David and I got to do a hybrid event this week last week that was absolutely incredible. You know, great people, again, great mindsets that we were surrounded by. And honestly, it's been just inspiring for me to be around like those people that are just like that, just kick you in the ass, for lack of a better, you know, way to say it. I mean, it was a good, you know, motivational, you know, type of thing, and surrounded by people that also want to grow.
Yeah, I think it was cool. For me, it was like you said, like you know, we were there working, doing, you know, our job from the hybrid standpoint and providing that service for. It was basically like a 2.5 day mastermind conference, but we were able to be in there and be able to listen and absorb the information that they were talking about, and a lot of it was so applicable to what we do, and so on and so forth. So I think it's really cool. Hey, what's up, snow covered Chicago, man? You know, we don't know what snow is like in Florida, so you know,
is getting colder here.
It is, yeah.
For sure.
I went out there in shorts. I'm like, yeah, probably shouldn't do that, right? Chris, what's up, man? Thank you guys for checking in. Big Earn, what's up? What's up?
How you doing, brother?
Chris over there in upstate New York. Hey, I heard New York is finally going to start being able to do events again. So that should be awesome. That should be awesome. Sure. Gabriel said fancy mic covers. Thank you. Thanks, man. We're trying to continue to try to step up our presence and look decent for you guys.
Continue on the studio vibes.
There you go. Hey, if you guys, by the way, if you haven't checked in, check in with us in the comments. Let us know where you guys are checking in from. We always love to say hello to everybody. We want you guys to be interactive. Oh my God, 12 inches. And I'm assuming you're talking about snow. I'm just going to go out on a limb and that you're talking about snow and nothing else. But man, that is crazy. There it is. What's up, Busy Bee? Good to see you out there in Twitch land, man. Thank you.
We got the tall boys tonight.
Oh, what's that? Oh, look at there.
From my dude.
The big
David,
fatties.
Hooking it up.
The big fatties. Let's crack it open and get rolling here. We got so much going on tonight, man. We don't have a whole lot of time to goof off. Cheers to you.
Appreciate you.
Let's not knock these big guys over, please.
That would be horrendous.
Look at Big Earn, 12 inches snow. Yeah. All right, so let's get rolling. Like you said, yeah, snow, absolutely. All right, so let's get rolling. Again, any more announcements before we do?
Just excited to be here, guys. Let's jump into it.
No doubt about it. Oh, yeah, you know what? Do us a favor. You know, if you're able to do so, share the show. You know, get some people involved. You know, show some people out there. 18 inches. All right, now we're comparing snow sizes in here. Oh boy.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, do the little share party or watch party or you know, raid or I don't even know what the hell you do on YouTube or whatever it is, but you know, get the show out there for us. Help us spread the love, help us spread the word. If you're not subscribed, by the way, please subscribe to us, man. We
if
love
you're enjoying it.
Yeah, I mean, we love you guys and we want, you know, we want to show the love back to you. So again, if you weren't on in the very beginning tonight, we're talking about apps that can help you with your business and to run your business more efficiently, to market your business better, just different ways that you can utilize apps to help you streamline what you're doing. What's up, Mike? Mike H, what's going on?
Thanks for being on, brother.
Doug checking in from Ohio. What's up, Doug? Good to see you again. Thank you for joining us. You know what I love, Nick? I love the fact that I'm recognizing so many of the people that are here saying hello to us. And,
so
and I
cool.
love that because you guys keep coming back and it means a lot to us that you are. So thank you.
We love connecting with you guys for sure.
If you're a first time viewer, again, please check in the comments. If you're on Facebook, be sure to give StreamYard. You'll see that at the bottom of the comment above the video. Be sure to give StreamYard permission to let us know who you are and see your little photo there on Facebook. Otherwise, we'll be calling you Facebook. What is it? Facebook user? And we don't want to do that. Michael, what's up? Good evening. Good to see you. Thanks for checking in. Oh, look at that. Michael Super Duty Felder. Man, not playing around.
I want to be Super Duty.
Keeping it real. Keeping it real. So real quickly, before we jump into this thing, I'm just curious in the audience out there, you guys that are watching, do me a favor and in the comments, just kind of drop some of the apps that you guys use to really help you with your business. What are some of the apps that you guys are really using right now that you find really effective, things that are really helping you streamline your business, get your business out there, just run more efficiently? I'm just curious what you guys are using. So if you have anything that you're using, just throw it in the comments there. Just curious to know what they are. Natural Aura. Hey guys, arms so sore from trying to dig out this ice pack snow in NYC. Sorry to hear that, man. If we were any closer, man, I'd be happy to help you out.
Yeah.
Big Earn said Super Duty Nick. I love that. All right. So Chris is saying request now. Okay. We love that. One of our sponsors, Facebook user. Here we go. That's what I'm talking about there. This person right here that said Canva. If you go to the top, you can actually change it so that we can know who you are. We can change your name because right now, honestly, we don't know who you are. So I'm sorry. Gabriel says DMS, good music service. Later.com. This is a good one. Absolutely. Nice. DJ Event Planner. I use that. Hootsuite is a good one.
Oh, nice.
I'm coming up on a really funny one. Vibo. Yeah, Vibo is a great one. Absolutely. Tinder.
Of course, that comes from request.
Of course, that comes from Matt. You silly goofball. I'm not sure how that helps you run your business better, but hey, that's none of my business.
Well played, sir.
Bonjoro. Yeah, Bonjoro is a good one too, man. Actually, that's a great one. DJ EP, Real Eventful, Canva.
Nice.
Let's see what else. The Knot with Wedding Wire for advertising. Good one. Love that. Love that. Greggy C, what's up, homie?
Quick thing about the Knot. They actually have a ton of like things in there, like calendar and all kinds of stuff in there that I didn't even realize they had. So super cool tools in there for sure.
BPM Supreme is a great music service. Absolutely.
But honestly, pull that one up. But it's true though. He is using it, and I saw your post, Bigger, and bro, I'm so proud of you for your success so far that you've already been having, man. I want to follow along your journey, but I honestly don't know how to use OnlyFans, so I need to look into that.
Yeah, Bigger, and you might have to give Nick a private tour of your OnlyFans or something like that. I don't know.
Say it like that?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Facetune, another good one. Later for scheduling social media posts. Love that one. Crap ton of Photoshop. Gabriel, I agree with you there, man. I use that like crazy. And then we got Shoot Q for studio management. All right, so some good apps. Good apps. You guys are definitely using some great apps out there. So we're gonna continue this conversation about those apps, different apps that you guys are talking about there. We got a couple of guests tonight that are going to talk about some other things that I think can really help you guys along the journey. And the good news is you don't have to you don't have to use just one. You can use multiple apps for multiple purposes and reasons. So I think that's good stuff. All right. So first up, one of our sponsors, we're going to bring him on right now. Matt from RequestNow. We saw some of you guys reference that app. Matt, what's going on, man?
What's up? I just got my new green screen.
I was about to say, are you joining us from outer space, man?
Yeah, I'm in another galaxy.
Flew in from a galaxy beyond wherever.
Yeah, the lighting needs a little work, but it seems like it's pretty good so far.
No, it's not bad. It's a little rough around the edges, no pun intended. But other than that, man, it looks pretty good. So what's going on with RequestNow, man? What's the word?
So I just sent that blast out. So I'm curious if anyone who's watching got our text message beforehand. So that was a Notify Now blast. So essentially, as these guys have been using it, they've just been building up their contact list. So just to kind of talk about that, I think it's a great way to kind of just build your audience, and as we're kind of using it, just pulling everybody in. But if you're unfamiliar with RequestNow, it's essentially a tool that lets you connect to your audience. So whether you're doing bar gigs or wedding gigs, you'll basically get a phone number, and then you can send in song requests and messages. And we're about to finish up the photos part, so I'm hoping to demo the photos thing pretty soon. But it actually looks like Dave, some people already started texting in, but if you
Yeah,
want to put
so
the QR
that's
code
the
up,
beauty. Yep, that's the beauty of it. Is we're using the app tonight to do our giveaway. I'm not going to tell you what the giveaway is right now, but I'm telling you, you're probably going to want to be qualified to win this giveaway. Wouldn't you agree?
It's so sick.
I think
sure.
I think it's a dope giveaway that we're doing tonight.
Yeah.
So if you want to be qualified to win, you'll see scrolling across the bottom is the phone number that you can text into, or the QR code right above Matt over there right now. And just send us your name. Just send us your name, and that'll get you qualified. Make sure that if you do text in, that you change your name to a nickname on the app. It'll send you a message that says, to change your name, do this. Whatever it tells you to do that. So that way we'll know it's you if you're our winner. So I see Natural Aura, I see Doug, I see Celebration DJs, and then we got a couple people who have texted in but haven't changed their name yet. So if you haven't changed your name, be sure to change your name on the app there so we know who you are, versus just using your phone number. Big Earn says he loves RequestNow.
That's nice, Big Earn.
Well, we love him. Suspense is killer. Chris says, do that. Yeah, I love it, man. I love it.
But yeah, so yeah, no big updates. Like I said, the photo thing, so we're calling photo walls. You could text in photos. We're just kind of finishing up. Last time on here, I was looking for beta testers, so we got a few people who are basically testing it out, just giving us feedback. So basically, if anyone's curious, you'll be able to text in photos. You'll get a page to approve or deny the photo, and then it will basically go on a slideshow. So hoping in like a week or so, we can do a release on here. But yeah, I think those are the big updates. So I know you're going to show it off later for the demo.
Yep.
We could just see if anyone maybe has a question about it, and then otherwise I'll let you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. If you guys have any questions about RequestNow, I know we talk about it a lot. I mean, Matt is a sponsor of ours, so we definitely want to give them their rightful recognition. Hey, Chris, good to see you, man. Good to see you. But if you guys have questions about RequestNow, I'll tell you, I was thinking about the hybrid event that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
And, it was something that we got rushed into, so we weren't able to do like as much as we probably would have liked to have done. But now in retrospect, I think about how we could have really implemented, especially when the photo slideshow deal is available. I think it's a phenomenal upsell for something like that, where people can text in photos that are, of them out in the hallway, meeting. Because, a lot of times when people have these events, they come from other places, they all meet up with each other.
And you saw they were taking photos,
mad photos,
nonstop.
Where were you guys?
It was a hybrid event we did here. It was actually in St. Augustine. What do you mean by a
hybrid event?
Okay, so by a hybrid event, I mean half of the people at the event were there in person, and the other half of the group were watching it on Zoom.
That is crazy.
Yeah, and we were actually able to have the people on Zoom see the people in person, and the people in person see the people on Zoom, and be able to two-way communicate with each other. So we kind of created that environment for this event, and be honest with you, it really wasn't that difficult to figure out how to do it. And it's something that I personally encourage anybody, especially if you're in, if you're in the DJ industry, if you're in the, AV industry, whatever it is you might be, or even if you're like an event planner watching, find somebody that can do this, because I really don't think it's going to go away.
Yeah.
Even when we move into being able to go back to whatever normal is going to look like again.
Yeah.
I don't think the hybrid component is going to go away, because these companies are finding out
lucrative sales.
Yeah, they're finding out we're missing out on sales.
It makes sense. I can't go to every wedding, but if I can join on Zoom, I probably would.
So here's a question: what is the price for services? You want to?
Yeah, so we just changed the pricing. So let me actually. What's the best way for you to put a link on the screen?
If you will,
I'll just send it.
If you'll just send it to me in the private chat, I'll throw it up there for you.
Yeah, so if you go to our website, just requestnow.io, we have a pricing plan. But basically, we have this thing called a pro membership, which you would pay $30 for the year, and you would get your own dedicated phone number. So that number belongs to you. You can put it on your posters. It breaks down to $2.50 a month, which if you go to like a Verizon store and try to get a number, I mean, I don't think you can get anything that cheap. And then you'll basically pay per event. So you could buy like event bundles, or you can just pay as you go and just use exactly what you you can pay for exactly what you're using.
All right, so we just threw in the chat there for most of the places that you guys are probably watching on. And actually, if you go to requestnow.io/WBG, you actually get a couple of trial events, free events to try it out with a little bit.
Yeah, I totally forgot. So aside from the pricing, anyone here can get 3 free events. So I'll say I set up my first event with a breeze. Awesome.
Yep. RequestNow is the next up and coming big deal for DJs.
I feel like I just spoke to Chris.
Yeah, it's awesome, man.
Got 2 Chris's on here.
I love it.
So, but yeah, you can try it out. Let us know what you think. And I'm
gonna throw that back up again one more time. So if you just go to requestnow.io/WBG, that'll give you 3 free events to try it out, and then you're not really any under obligation after that. If you try it out for 3 events and somehow are one of those people that doesn't think logically and say it doesn't work for me, then you don't have to do anything ever again with it. But if you're a smart business owner, you'll realize that those 3 events can make you money super quick. That's just my own take.
So wait, I was about to say something on that. Totally forgot. Damn.
Fine.
That happens. Oh yeah, the 3 free events. So yeah, like we don't ask for a credit card, so there's really no reason not to try it.
That's cool.
You can just sign up and get it. Local boys entertainment. Yeah, I was talking. So I made a poster for Chris. So that's another thing we can do for people on the show is make a poster.
Cool.
Yeah.
So here we go.
Anyway,
Chris Kinnaman,
I don't want to take up too much more time, but that's basically it. In a week or so, we'll have an update on the photo album product. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, always fun being on.
Boom. All right. So I see more people have texted in. I love this. Awesome. I love this. Remember, be sure to change your don't just text your name in, but also change your name on the app. You should get a message back that says here's how you change your name. So be sure to change your name on the app as well. So it's not just your phone number, it's your name. That'll just make it a little bit easier for us to know who you are if you're our winner. All right, Matt. Well, thanks a lot, man. I know you got a bolt. I know you got some stuff to do. So.
I'll be on the after show though.
Okay. So join us on the after show on Clubhouse. Yeah. Sweet. By the way, if you guys aren't aware of that, we'll be doing an after show right after tonight on Clubhouse. Excuse me. Assume that Dr. Pepper's getting to me. Assuming that we get done by 9 o'clock, it will be at 9 o'clock. We're going to shoot really hard to be done by 9 o'clock, and then we'll be on the after show on Clubhouse. So if you're on Clubhouse, come on over there and join us on that to ask everybody more questions. And if you're not on Clubhouse and you need to invite, we got
been racking them up like crazy.
We got invites galore over here. So somehow or another, we can get you guys on there. So, all right, Matt, thanks a lot, man. We'll see you in a bit.
Brother. Yep. See you guys later.
Thanks, man.
All right, cool. So good stuff, right?
Dude, I'm just fascinated with like what he's doing. And I think just app development is so cool. And I think it's just amazing in any space.
Oh, wow. Check this out. Nightclubs in NYC are already preparing to do the hybrid. They are rerunning events and live entertainment for their social media followers to gauge the idea.
Dude, that is cool. Insane. That's so awesome.
I'm telling you, like, you can, what's the old saying? Listen to me now or believe me later on. I'm telling you, telling you that you want to be up on how to do hybrid events.
Hybrids are the future for sure.
Telling you.
Yep.
All right. So let's keep rolling here, man. We got so much going on tonight. So next up, let's bring our good buddy Luke Wrenchin in for a little update since their mock event last week. And then also they actually have kind of a app that they're kind of going to be working with some folks as it pertains to COVID testing and things like that. So let's bring him in. Luke, what's up, buddy?
What's up, David? What's up, Nick? How are you guys doing?
Good, brother. How are you?
Oh, it's been a long and productive day, and now I get to close it out with you fine gentlemen. So
I feel like you're probably the one person right now that might actually be busier than we are. I didn't think that was possible. I really didn't think that was possible considering all that we do during the week. But I think you might top us, even just today alone.
Yeah, 9 o'clock. We had a business over breakfast. At 12, I had an 11 o'clock meeting with the bride. I had a meeting with the governor, the soon-to-be governor. I mean, it's been nonstop, but I don't want to take away from the time either because I know we're crazy and we got going on. But I do want to add to Matt's app, by the way, the Request Now. We use that. I know people are using it with the QR codes to get requests. I know people have been using it for emailing and or messaging. We actually used it at a wedding for when you were doing the shoe game, and people had put in questions. You could actually use the app to put in questions besides song requests. So we had all the guests participate, and then the questions would come into me on my my computer, and I would just ask the questions to the couples. And I mean, they got crazy and fun, and it got the guests to interact because we didn't have any dancing at our event. So this was one thing that we did. So that app really helped with enhancing that moment, that experience. And guests, you know, their idea was, let's write them down and put them on pieces of paper and have them put them in. This was great because as they heard others speak about different questions and things to ask, we were able to implement others. So I thought, I mean, the Request Now, we love it for all of those purposes, and we use it as well. But I thought I'd share on that because, again, it has been an asset for us, especially now. So.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's a great point, and something I didn't even think about until you said it. Is like, yeah, what's going to substitute? How can we, integrate something else when you can't, like you said, we can't be dancing, right? So
yeah,
that's awesome. No, that's super cool, and it's a different use for the app, but it's like it's so awesome how you can use it for different things, and just love it.
So Luke, you guys did a mock event last week. We had a pretty good conversation about it with yourself and other members of the coalition last week. Super successful. Everybody was able to test negative for COVID to be there. Not one positive test, if I recall correctly.
Correct. 42 tests were taken, and all 42 were negative.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah,
that's
awesome.
Phenomenal. So I know you've just been doing a slew of media and press and things like that. And you mentioned a few things earlier to me today, I think would be kind of cool to share if you don't mind, just kind of some updates.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, just to kind of give you some insight that we have with the mock event last week, there's been lots of exposure, people reaching out to find out more of how they can implement it. We just spoke with the Boston Globe, and they just did a story today on it. So we reached out there. And the other thing I thought was interesting was today, we did something that we were a little nervous about at first, but we decided to connect with couples out there. So we found there's a couple of Facebook sites and just businesses. We had 100 people on today. And we discussed about their weddings, kind of gave them some insight and some feedback on how we thought the weddings and events were going to look over the next few months and what our coalition has been doing. And it was the first kind of activity or interaction with couples, because we figured, all right, we know on our side of things, it's been challenging to work with, Department of Health and all these other organizations that we're trying to get answers from. Now that we're getting some answers and we've developed our own plan, we figured we need to be a pipeline for the couples that are just losing their minds. They have no idea, and they only hear what's on people on these chat forums and all these different things. So we wanted to try to set the ground straight with ideas, and a bunch of us came on today. In fact, they did a story on that as well. They literally, just as we were on this, they just made it available to view. So if you've got 2 minutes, I can share it and show you exactly what we did, which I thought, for us was really amazing.
Yeah, if you want to share your screen, we'll go ahead and do that.
All right, let's do this. So
and just while Luke is pulling that up, just want to let y'all know that we are just a few moments away from bringing our guest for the night, Michael Aubry, is going to be coming up in just a few minutes, sharing a really, really awesome app that he's created. And this is along the themes of what we're talking about tonight, about apps to help you run a more efficient, better business. And so we're going to be bringing him on in just a couple of minutes. If you guys are here for that specific reason, don't want you to think anything's changed. As normal, we sometimes have changes at the last minute that we do with our programming. So we appreciate everybody's patience. Yeah. And, we just want to make sure that we're getting you guys all the information as far as what's going on, especially as it pertains to what Luke is doing, because what Luke and his coalition are doing is really something that is going to affect beyond just Rhode Island.
Absolutely.
Without a doubt, it's going to affect the events industry beyond just Rhode Island.
Yep.
And so I just personally think it's important for us to continue to keep helping support what they're doing any way we can. So we appreciate y'all's patience and understanding that we are including this in what we do. All right. So you have that video ready?
Yeah, you tell me you're all set.
All right,
and
I'm gonna go ahead and pull it, add it now. And if you want, are you able to make it full screen?
Yes, I was just waiting for you to get started.
Okay,
first.
yeah, let's go ahead. Let's fire it up.
In Rhode Island, those coronavirus restrictions are still in place, but industry professionals still want to keep couples who can't wait to get down the aisle in the loop. NBC 10's Lindsay DeLucia shows us how they're using technology to help provide some clarity.
I know a lot of you have a lot of questions and wondering where things are at and how things are going.
It's just another day for wedding vendors working through the problems of this pandemic.
We are working very hard.
They understand brides, grooms, and their families trying to plan ahead feel stuck.
I'm trying to give the feeling to couples, like if you're having a late spring, early summer wedding, I think we're going to, be at a great place.
Luke Runchin owns his own DJ and entertainment business and has taken the reins leading Rhode Island's coalition of wedding and event professionals.
We don't have all the answers.
But today he had some. Using Zoom, over 100 people hoping to say I do were able to ask their questions today.
We're testing. How will that be organized? Do guests submit their tests to the state or to the venues?
Some venues may be completely on board with doing it, and some may not be.
Runchin says a lot of the questions came up after he and colleagues planned this mock wedding last week to show how weddings can work with the current restrictions.
But definitely going to have testing. We're going to have a COVID safety officer. Guests are all going to have to wear masks. Then phase 2, we start moving a little bit forward.
Wedding industry leaders have mapped out an entire plan to safely expand weddings and big events back to what they used to be in Rhode Island. It still needs to be approved by the state, but it suggests easing restrictions based on the state's COVID percent positivity rate. If the percentage stays steady for 2 weeks, they suggest moving to the next phase.
The big question on everybody's minds is dancing.
Under the plan, Runchin says weddings in March and April may not see much dancing, but after that, they expect to implement pod dancing, which he describes as small groups of people dancing and then a full dance floor down the road. New York State recently made changes last week to jumpstart weddings in March. We reached out to Lieutenant Governor Dan McKee's team, who says it's an important issue that the Lieutenant Governor and his administration will evaluate shortly after he's sworn in. They expect that as soon as next week. Lindsay DeLucia, NBC 10 News.
Man.
Dude, every time, bro. Every time.
Yeah.
Incredible, man.
That's awesome, man.
Doing big stuff, bro.
Yeah, we've been, like I said, that's the progress. And again, we tried to use the idea of getting people out there and connected. So that's what we're doing there. I know you got a big show. I want to throw one more nugget out there that we've worked on, and maybe you can show the screen. I'll pop it on the screen here again if you're able to show it.
Yep.
But this is going to lead right into the apps ideas that you were talking about. So let me pull that up here. All right, and then you should see my screen. Let me know if you got that there.
Yep, there we go.
All right, so we were reached out to by Binex, the Binex Now, which is the 15-minute COVID test. They saw our story. They thought they were intrigued by it. So they actually have their own app. It's called Navica. So the idea of this app, and you can get it on all the devices. What this idea is, it's going to incorporate testing, and it's going to be able to use your phones to be able to get your results, and then to use the QR codes to be able to get into, say, a wedding or an event, or eventually it probably be used for concerts and a number of other avenues. So, talking about apps, and I know that's going to be the premise coming up. This is one of those apps, again, that is going to be a game changer in being able to open up weddings and events and things like that. So I wanted to share it briefly because we were talking with, they literally reached out to us. They said, we heard your story. We want to make this story national. So, you will be seeing this on a bigger platform. But when we were found out about the app, which a lot of people don't even know about or haven't heard about, now we just need to work on getting that incorporated into the system. But I think that's going to be the way to get people into events, to get people into weddings. Like I said, these even bigger events that are going to happen. So I think the app is going to be a big plus to open things up even more.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and I
Oh.
think, and I do you know this is an Apple app only?
No, it's open to both. So you can get it on Google Play as well.
That's awesome. Yeah. And I think if nothing else, it's just great to be knowledgeable that these things exist.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because if you know, depending, we got people, you know, if I look back, we got people checking in from, you know, all over the country, Ohio, New York, you know, of course, we're here in
Washington.
Florida, Washington. I'm just kind of scrolling real quickly to see where everybody's checking in from, California, you know, so the more knowledgeable you are of things like this, the more, you know, I don't know, like not power, but just, you know, I'm at a loss for words what I'm trying to say. My point is just basically saying that if you have this information, it gives you one more step up on being able to have the conversation about safely doing things like what Luke and his coalition are doing. That's
Right.
kind of what I'm saying.
And implementing all of those things in your own market, in your own community, for sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Very good. Well, thanks for sharing that, man.
Luke.
No problem. And if you guys are around tomorrow at 2 p.m., we will have our coalition on on Clubhouse. We have our own room set for 2 p.m. So please join us. Like I said, we'll be talking about everything that we've been implementing. We'll be taking questions, wanting to hear from you, what's happening in your state. If you've got ideas and suggestions, this will be our first Clubhouse room that we are created for, and we'll be doing this a bunch of times tonight. Plus, I'll be on Clubhouse tonight with the boys. And so again, you know, join us tonight and join us tomorrow as well. And I'll be sticking around a bit to hang out and hear our next guest speaker, which I'm excited to hear about the apps as well. So
love it. Cool. Thanks, man. Thanks a lot, Luke.
Luke, keep killing it, brother. Doing great stuff.
Thank you, gentlemen.
All right, let's dive into this thing, man. Let's get it rolling here. All right, so before we bring him on, I just want to read a bio real quick. Our guest, Michael Aubry. Ironically, Michael Aubry is the person who brought me into Clubhouse. Believe it or not, he's the one that exposed me to Clubhouse. Yeah, absolutely.
That's
so,
awesome.
Michael is the founder and CEO of Story Creator. He is based out of San Diego, California. After driving to the West Coast from a small town in the Midwest, he landed in Silicon Valley to learn how startups work and how to become an excellent software engineer.
That's awesome.
And his main project right now, Story Creator, is he'll probably tell it a lot better than I will. But my way of describing is if you've seen Gary Vee and the videos that Gary Vee post with, you know, a video and maybe some you know, subscript on the bottom, some title on the top, like call to action, things like that. There is a variety of different things out there that will allow you to do that. A lot of them are either expensive or a pain in the ass to use, quite honestly, you know?
Yeah.
And I think what Michael has created with Story Creator is just streamline that process and so forth. So I'm going to just bring Michael in to tell the story better than I can. Michael, what's up, man?
Thanks for being on.
Hey, what's up, guys? This has been a blast. Glad to be here.
Thank you. Good to see you, man. How bad did I botch up that description of the app?
No, I thought you did. I thought you did well. You know, it's always fun to hear it from another person's perspective. But yeah, definitely thought you nailed it. So, you know, that's sort of where we're at right now. I just saw an opportunity in the market for kind of like what Gary Vee is doing. He's able to pump out that content, but certainly, you know, there's a lot of cool things that I'm working on going forward, like collaboration. I think there's a huge opportunity there for teams to be able to like work on video content together. So if you've ever used Figma, I'm heavily inspired by Figma, and I think it's quite amazing what they've achieved and kind of trying to become the video version of that. And that's the ultimate goal.
Let's pretend like people haven't used that. What would that best be described as?
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, a way to coordinate on video content within your organization. So, you know, you might have like a designer that actually can choose fonts and knows how to put things together in an aesthetically pleasing way, where that person might not be able to, you know, tell a story or actually use his or her words effectively to sell something. Whereas the team or the startup might have a dedicated copywriter or somebody that's like a marketer who can actually convey ideas really well, but might not have like the ability to choose the correct fonts or the correct color schemes. That person might be the one that would choose Comic Sans versus, you know, an actually nice font. So these two people can collaborate together and just pass ideas back and forth before they publish a video. And so that's just one use case, but there's a lot of other use cases. And I like the idea of a community. I think it's amazing. I think just being a part of this with you guys, that there, especially like the way the world's moving forward, is it's very collaborative. We're all able to do sort of what CNN was able to do, or they still do it, but not this isn't accessible to the public like it is today. We have the ability to create our own broadcast, which is amazing. And so this is sort of like the post edit of that, where you're actually like telling a story, a little bit more doctored type of video.
I love that. I love that.
Really cool.
Tell us a little bit about what you've learned from your journey in building a software business, and what did that look like? And
there's a lot. Yeah, I mean, I was a little naive when I first got into it. I think a lot of founders, at least that I've talked to, were fairly naive. And if you talk to them, a lot of them say if they knew it were this hard, they probably wouldn't have done it. And that's generally the common consensus. But nonetheless, I mean, I have no regrets starting this, but I definitely learned a lot along the way. And like I was saying, being naive initially, I thought I could just build something. And it's fun because I read a lot of books from really smart people like Peter Thiel. There's this book called 0 to 1. And the first thing within the first few chapters that he plasters in front of your face is, if you build it, will they come? ? And he has a whole chapter on, you could build the best product in the world, but if nobody knows about it, if you don't have a great marketing department, nobody's going to buy your product. You're not going to thrive. And I read this back when I was, I think, like 19 years old, but yet I still fell into that trap where I thought I could just code something and magically, people would start signing up and paying me money. And then, shortly after, I realized, no, it's, it's software is like, ideally it's scalable and it's profitable, but, realistically, in order to get a software company off the ground, you have to do things that don't scale. And that's something that's kind of hard to grasp, because you think, oh, if I, build a software, I'll get millions of users and millions of dollars. But, in order to get it started, you have to do things that don't scale. And so that's the thing that I've learned through actual experience. When I actually started talking to customers and getting them on the phone and understanding them, and actually finally making a sale on a one-to-one calls, and I realized, okay, this is going to take a little bit of, getting dirty, getting my hands dirty, and getting things going on my own. But then once you get the word of mouth, once you get people actually like sharing the product, sharing the URL, then you start to get that viral loop going. And then when you get that viral loop going, then it is scalable, and you can actually, infinitely, grow. Whereas like a brick and mortar business can't kind of achieve that level. But you still need that, kind of, hands-on work in the early days. That's something that I would advise anybody that's starting a software company, get your hands dirty and do things that don't scale.
Yeah, definitely. So working in video production myself, I obviously, I'm in the trenches with the video stuff all the time, and I see it for myself how important video is to my clients and that kind of stuff. During COVID now, especially, I think we've seen how important video is, and even like what we're doing right now, is absolutely vital. But maybe talk a little bit more about the importance of video in marketing, or for video for self-promotion.
Yeah. No, it's actually a funny story. My sort of like realization of the power of video was when I was back in San Francisco, sort of on the dating scene. And I found out that, when Instagram stories sort of first launched, I learned this from a buddy, but basically, if you just convey your lifestyle through Instagram stories, and, you're out at the bar or at a party, or you're doing something cool, and you basically convey that, you start getting girls that'll hit you up. And I was like, oh, really interesting. Okay. So I tried it out, and ultimately, and it ended up working fairly well. And I was like, wow, I'm able to convey who I am, my personality. It's sort of like an identity card. And I'm able to sort of, I mean, that can be manipulated. That's the problem that you see a lot with like Instagram, is people put on this front, and that's something that kind of puts a bad taste in my mouth. But it is what it is. But ultimately, though, it is a tool, and it's an effective tool for getting yourself out there, and your brand, or your whether it's your personal brand or your company's brand. It's a way for people to kind of relate to you ultimately. So I found out the power of that fairly early, and it came through a funny sort of way. But ultimately, yeah, I was like, wow, this is really, really cool. But there's still limitations with Instagram stories. If I wanted to reformat the size. That's a limitation. It's just kind of bound to the 1080 by 1920 aspect ratio, right? And with After Effects, you can do a lot of cool things, but there's a lot of complexity that comes with it. So I thought, well, Canva did this well. They were able to pretty much bridge the gap between Photoshop and sort of an easy to use graphics editor. So they still have the power, ease of use. So I figured, well, there's an opportunity in the video space because not a whole lot of companies out there exist. So yeah, I basically just learned, there's definitely utility in it. It's fun for me as an engineer. It's a challenge, and it's an open opportunity. I think there's definitely competitors out there, but video is an interesting space because there's just so many different use cases.
Definitely. I mean, video is everywhere, right?
Yeah.
I mean, even today, I was just shooting a little bit for a hotel, and I was like, she just wanted pictures, right? And I was like, well, wait a minute. How about I make a little short little video, because the amount of the sensory stuff is so important. Like the way you can see movement and your audio, and you can hear things, like it just hits you in a different way. And I think it just engages you so much more than just a standard picture. And to what you're doing, I think is absolutely incredible, because someone who is very, very deep into After Effects, who has to use all of that, those softwares, I think it's incredible that you can streamline that for someone who maybe doesn't want to take years to learn After Effects or do all that stuff, and you can still have those exact same things. So
yeah, and the thing with that though is, I was just thinking about how cool Clubhouse is, and it's because it's low effort and we're able to communicate ideas with no friction. But the problem with video is there's a lot of friction. Even if you're an expert in After Effects, there still tends to be a lot of friction. Like you can come up with your own sort of shortcuts and your own templates and your own assets and stuff, but even then, there's a lot of overhead there. So the idea is, if you can make video communication, I mean, it's like memes or video GIFs. It's super easy to transfer GIFs, but if you can, sort of edit those quickly on the fly, and that's why I like the idea of like an API where maybe you can just write some text and then get a video generated from purely text, or even one day you can make it audio based. Like you could talk to Alexa and have her generate a video. I think that's pretty cool. But the idea is you really want to reduce the friction that it takes to output a video, but you also still want to try to keep the quality as high as possible.
I think one of the things also that people run into, and maybe you have some advice and suggestions on this, Michael, is a lot of times people are like, what do I even make a video about? Or, I don't like being on camera. And, these different things, what can you speak on those maybe concerns?
Yeah, this is what really excites me about the product, from an engineering perspective and just from an overall utility perspective, and a collaborative perspective. I love the idea of having a community where people that are actually really good and find pleasure in actually putting things together and essentially, making little components and little compositions, can, share it with the community. And then people that don't necessarily have those abilities, but they want to be able to leverage those resources, can just go to the community and basically just cherry pick and go and sort of like Legos and pick the blocks that they want and then assemble it together into a video. And then you have another layer, whereas somebody takes those blocks ahead of time, they pre-make them into a template. And then all you have to do is go and get the template, and then you can swap out certain elements with your material and your images and your videos and your text and things of that sort. So basically it's a plug and play solution.
Yeah. I love that.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah. And what's interesting is I think video is so important in every walk of life. I mean, we've alluded to this, this thing that we did last week, which was for real estate, people that were in the real estate industry. Yep. And I mean, they were just hammering home video, do video.
Yeah.
And, one of the things that came up was, well, what do I do videos on? And then they were just talking about all these super simple ideas, if you're, I'm just throwing stuff out there. Like if you're a cake baker, you're the top 3 cake flavors of 2021, or if you're a videographer, the top 5 ways you can shoot video differently than anybody else, kind of thing.
I love that. It reminds me of sort of Now This, or Snapchat, or even channels within Snapchat like TMZ. They're reporting on news on a very real, almost real-time basis. Anytime Jake Paul does something stupid, they instantly have a report on him on Snapchat. And but they have a team, and they're actually able to have a fairly decent production quality where it's not just a raw piece of film. There's actually like text below, like it gives it context. There's like a theme around it where there's like their TMZ logo, so it's coming directly from that source. And so little things like that, especially for like what you were saying, like top 3 cupcakes, you might want to just like engage your audience, because we live in the attention economy, right? So you're trying to grab attention on a frequent basis. So if I have an idea, I want to get to idea to video as quickly as I can while maintaining a level of production quality. So that's where templates and just and I think that's where Canva really shines. I mean, the fact that they're a graphics design tool is cool, but where they really add the value is in the templates. The ability that I can just click something and then, obviously it's intuitive, so I can make the modifications, but it's really that's where they're jam packing with value, is they're educating you on design resources and they're giving you a bunch of templates. And so that's sort of where I think the value in Story Creator is. And I actually just hired some people to help with templates. And I've hired some people to basically help us grow with like search engine optimization and all those things. But ultimately, my goal is to try to jam pack as much value on the template side of things and basically give you as much resources and assets as you can, so that like when you're paying the $19 a month, that I'm giving you as much as I can in return. Like, because my goal in business is always, when you pay me money, I want to get you 10x more. Like if you're going to pay me $1,000, I'm going to try to make you $10,000. But the way that I know how to run business is I'm going to do what I do best in a scalable way. So I'll be able to make you $10,000, but I've created a system where, you pay me $1,000, but I'm able to do it fairly effortlessly because I've created the system. But in exchange, I'm getting you 10x value, and that's a good deal for you. And that's kind of like how I like to operate business. So with the assets, like I want to give you hundreds of dollars worth of assets, and I want to be able to get you a return of investment on your videos. And if we're able to come to that situation, then I'm happy. I feel like I've done my part.
Yeah,
I love that. Yeah,
absolutely.
That's absolutely amazing.
Absolutely.
So you mentioned that you were from the Midwest.
Yeah.
So talk to us a little bit about how, you made the move out to Silicon Valley, assuming that you are passionate about, you had some sort of passion for engineering and technology, I would assume, right?
Yeah. I know. I was a degenerate in high school. I was, I loved sports growing up, and I was really focused on that. But I was always ambitious. I was always like, obsessive with whatever it is that I was sort of involved with. And so at the time it was basketball. I just fell down that sort of rabbit hole, and it affected my studies. But then when I realized, okay, this isn't the avenue for me, I realized, the importance of, like actual sort of like, building and creating and using your mind, right? And then I started going down that rabbit hole. But I think that was an important lesson, is like, I wasn't a great student, but it's not because I was dumb or anything like that. It was because I just wasn't focused. It's all about what you focus on. And so for me, like I realized, this was actually interesting. Business was interesting. Business was like a game, and coding and building things was like a game. And once I started to have that perspective, I was able to like really fully immerse myself, and just, I got obsessed in that world, and I just read a bunch of books. And all these books had one common sort of theme, and they all came out of Silicon Valley and San Francisco, like Pixar and 0 to 1, like from Peter Thiel, the founder of Palantir, the technology that helped us catch bin Laden. It's just like a cybersecurity platform, and he just, I think he was part of the PayPal mafia. So back, with Elon Musk, X.com, and they got merged with PayPal. He was a part of that crew, and so you start to see patterns, and like all interesting things of the 21st century came from this one location. Steve Jobs and Apple, Steve Jobs being part of Pixar. Lucasfilm is even in San Francisco, and I love all these things. And I started to see the pattern, like, wow, I gotta go be there. And so basically, I decided, hey, like, that's where my people are, so I gotta go be there. And so I think, it's weird nowadays with like the fragmentation of sort of society, and everyone's like online these days. It's a much different time now. But ultimately, like, that's why community building is more important than ever online. And you guys are doing a great job of that. And it's really, people just want to connect and go where they feel like their tribe is. And for me at the time, I didn't feel like the Midwest was for me. It wasn't the place where dreams were made and cool things were built. So that's why I knew I had to go to San Francisco.
Man, that's amazing.
Yeah, I love that. Would we be able to maybe do a little demo of how the app works? Would you be able to do that? Okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd love to do that if we could share your screen. And Frank's here with us. Frank, I'm gonna bring you on with us, and Frank, we're gonna have you kind of jump in and chat a little bit in just a little while. But just want to get you in on the conversation because I know you're big into this kind of stuff too. So I'm gonna go ahead and share Michael's screen, and we'll just do a kind of a demo of Story Creator and just how easy it really is to utilize the product. So. Michael, just let me know when you're ready, and I'll go ahead and share your screen.
Yeah, we're looking good. Whenever you're ready, I'm set.
Right. There we go.
All right, there it is.
Perfect.
So actually, speaking of collaboration, this is my development branch, but I'm working on the ability to like invite people to collaborate on video content. That's sort of what I was working on earlier in the show. But nonetheless, I mean, yeah, I've always been inspired by design tools like Sketch and, Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator. And so it's just been a blast to work on, this type of tool where it's drag and drop and you can basically put things together, assemble them on the timeline. But the idea here is, if I wanted to start with a template, I can go and I can preview it. And then from here, I can just see if I like it, if it kind of fits my needs. And if, okay, cool. This is like for somebody that has maybe a tech YouTube channel. This is sort of a kind of not only is it a template that gets the job done for you and saves you time, but it also gives you the idea and the inspiration. And this is something I'm trying to expand on, is this library of templates. But if I want this one, I just click Use Template. And then all of a sudden I'm in the app. And then from here, I can just go and simply modify the text. So my name's Mike. So instead of Tim, I'll just put in Mike and then basically done. If like that's all I really wanted to do with like, I didn't want to add too much more to it. There's little things I could add like my logo and stack that right there. I could add some music if I wanted to. But essentially, yeah, I mean, like within a matter of seconds, I have an intro and it didn't take me, hours to build. And so this is sort of just like the foundation. I have about 20 templates, but I'm excited for the day when I have, 500 to 1,000, because then I'll be able to serve people in the wedding industry, folks in the like real estate industry. You can imagine if I clear this out, one thing that I can do is, I could upload my own media, or I could use Unsplash, which is this integration here, and I could type in like a house, and I can search for like a beautiful house like this, and then I can add a Ken Burns effect where it sort of like zooms in like that. Mm-hmm. And then I just simply add some text, and I can say I can drag this over, and I could say like new, and so I can like pre-make this for people so they don't have to like get all creative. But then I just basically, I could do this and I could turn this into a template. I could be like new, I could copy this, paste it, and I could do like new showing, and I could make like a slideshow of different videos, new showing. And then I could like put like lower thirds. I still have some work to do on this pack. I have about 15 animated text. I just raised some money. So I'm going to deploy that capital and basically just, offering as much amazing typography and animated text as possible. So I just want it to be a no-brainer for the consumer. And so basically lower thirds are pretty cool sort of way. So I can put this down here. This is one example. I plan to add more. But like down here, I could put like an address. Millennia is my avenue, Millennia Ave. And so like here's an example, and then I can say new showing, and you could. This is just kind of a rough idea, but then you get that.
But look how fast you did that. Like to me, I'm just like, holy crap! Like look how fast you put that together.
Super simple.
Yeah, exactly. And then so if I have like sort of an announcement for tonight, maybe like there's a live show just like this that I want to make a quick announcement for, I can just go ahead and I can hit export, and I'm done in a few seconds. I can post it online. And so, yeah, I mean, yeah, the idea is speed. And then, there's a few other ideas that I have with like, adding an API. An API, if you guys are not familiar with it, it's application programming interface, which basically gives other developers the power to interact with my service from their code base, from an external source. So there you go. We have the video new showing. And so basically like the idea is here, like you can actually, make these sort of items dynamic. So like I could like right click it and make like tag it with an ID or something. And then if you're a developer, you can go and you can actually like point to this template. We can call it template A, right? And then I can say, okay, go to template A, update Millennia Avenue with a specific address, and update this text with like the text that I desire in the code, right? And then you can programmatically render the videos using this same sort of setup with the dynamic sort of variable. So I think that's a pretty cool sort of utility for people that want to be basically like an example would be like if somebody signs up to your app, right? I could create sort of, I could, add like a nice warm background. If I get their avatar, I can maybe even add like sort of a place for their avatar, like this like circle. And I could put their face right here and be like, welcome, welcome Steven to the app. It's a pleasure having you here. And then I could just have all the structure kind of stuff ahead of time. So that's something I've been working on. I'm definitely testing that. Yeah, I mean, there's like VHS effects. This is just sort of as an example. You can add effects. I plan on adding a bunch more, but this is just sort of a proof of concept. So you can see this kind of has that now that retro feel. So just like that, I just literally click the button. Now I have this like kind of VHS-y type of feel, and boom, ready to go.
I love it.
Yeah, man.
Dude, this is awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, and then like that's just one use case. I mean, video, it's definitely hard because they tell you in business you got to focus on a niche, and so it's hard because there's so many different things that this tool can do. It's like for podcasters, you can add visualizers. You add these progress bars. You can add subtitles automatically, which is really useful. And so yeah, I mean, it's been fun. This is my type of tool. I love building these type of tools. Now it's just really a matter of getting my marketing chops in order and taking this thing to the next level.
Yeah, man. Wow.
Are you going to do like a branding kit inside of there? Kind of like similar Absolutely. To like how some of those picture ones do? Like Canva?
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, no, I think that's definitely on the roadmap. Right now I'm working on sharing, where like I was mentioning earlier, so folks can collaborate. So if I wanted to collaborate with you, Frank, I would just enter your email address, and then you and we could collaborate in this document. I'm working on adding real-time collaboration, just like Figma. So you would see my cursor moving around, I would see your cursor, while I'm sort of maybe like adjusting these time, like maybe I'm adjusting the progress bar to expand all the way to the end of the video. You could be sitting there updating the text, and we could be working on this in real time and maybe leaving comments. So you could be like, hey, this progress bar should fit within our brand colors. And then so, yeah, you definitely like basically have a global command palette where every time you went to go add colors, you would just have your color scheme basically pre-populated here instead of the default one. That's one example, but definitely like one of the biggest things I've learned in running a software company is you want to be talking to users as much as possible. You want to be learning from them as much as possible. So it's really good to hear that you're thinking about that correctly. Like, because I think that's super useful having a brand kit, but definitely have a lot to learn about that. Like the different like edge cases of what a solid brand kit would look like. And so if you ever want to have an offline discussion around that, I would love to pick your brain and understand, sort of what that would look like.
Yeah. I mean, that's literally why I switched from PicMonkey to Canva. Was I just felt like the brand kit within Canva just felt better to me.
Yeah. Well, while I have you, I mean, real quick. So what are some of the features that brand kit offers? Because I haven't really gotten deep into it, but from what I understand, you have a color palette and maybe some fonts that are basically just they act as the default based on your circumstances. So if you predefine them and then they just become the default within the normal life cycle of the application. Is that pretty much it?
Frank, yeah. So before you answer that real quick, I'm sorry to cut you off. Before you answer that, just to let the viewers know as well, if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop those in the comments while Frank is kind of answering that with Michael. We definitely want to answer, address any questions that you guys that are watching might have about the Story Creator app. Or any the functions and usage of it. And Frank, sorry to cut you off. I just want to make sure we keep our audience involved as well.
Yeah, no, of course, I understand. So the way the brand kit works on Canva is you get to upload multiple copies of or multiple versions of your logo, right? So I uploaded transparent versions as well as non-transparent versions, just depending upon what I need, right? And then it does ask you for your color palette. So I've got that color palette. You can enter it I don't even know the correct terminology, but where you know, the letter and number combination. So that way you hit it right
Hex
on.
code. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thanks. I didn't know that. So I entered it with the hex code, and then so they had 2 of my fonts, but they didn't have all of them. So I had to manually upload my third font. But yeah, then it's all there, right? So then if I'm building something, I can just boom, click it and get what I need out of it.
Yeah, I love it. I think that's great. I think, and plus that's like an incentive to get people to upgrade too. If I'm not mistaken, I think you have to pay to access that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's so interesting how these little things in the product sort of decision making can compel people to become paying users, and that can radically change your business's growth and your business's revenue. Just these little details, but it's you only learn from them by either implementing some analytics and understanding your user behavior through the analytics, or through just direct user conversations. I think that's really important for anybody that's running a business, is understanding your users.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. I'm still, of course I've seen the app. I've used the app actually, even myself, when Michael shared it with me before. But just seeing how fast you did that, I mean, and thinking about the fact that you essentially were able to take a still photo and you were able to apply that Ken Burns feature, which I think anybody who knows anything about graphics kind of understands what that means. But with a few little keystrokes and a few little changes here, you were able to create a video that had movement, had a call to action.
Yep.
It had a good visual aspect to it, and I know you were able to add even some copy-free music.
Here's the great part: you don't have to be in front of a camera to be able to achieve that. You can still create a video that engages your audience without having to be on camera. That's the sort of misconception, is people think they have to be in front of the camera. I mean, it'd be nice to build like sort of a connection with your audience, but it's not necessary.
I really love the collaborative component of what you're doing, man. I mean, that's so cool that someone can be.
Yeah, we're still in the early days with that, but I'm definitely open, because I still need to validate it. It's like, that's the mistake I made going into this, was I just made a bunch of assumptions, and they say assumption is the mother of all failures. So the thing that I'm trying to do and get better at is, if I have an idea for the product, it's my prerogative to go reach out to people and have this conversation first. And it's a really hard, it's an art. It honestly is an art, being able to decipher what users are saying. And, because if you take everything what people say at face value, people will say, oh yeah, I'll buy that thing, and they won't actually buy it. Or some people will be like, oh, that's useless. And in reality, if it were actually a thing, could be the next iPhone, right? So it's like, it's this delicate balance between the two. And that's why you have to be able to understand how to talk to people, how to talk to users, and be able to decipher.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we had a question come through here.
Aura says, are you guys offering a consultation for us guys to see how this app can assist in future virtual and hybrid events, especially for teenagers and school events? I think that would be an awesome brainstorm that we could do. We could definitely, either if we jumped in Clubhouse or we just jumped in Zoom and kind of did a brainstorm on how we could do that, man.
This is so fun. Just every time you say Clubhouse, I just think about like the fact that it's like the after hours. Like, we're hanging out here, we're doing the main thing, and then we're just hanging out. It's really cool, and I'm glad you're on Clubhouse. It's been sorry to interrupt, but I think Clubhouse is great, and it's just we live in a great time. This is a great time.
We do. We really do.
Amazing.
We really do.
Very weird time.
So it's evolving before our eyes, which is really, really crazy. I think the evolution that's happening, like, and I attribute that to COVID, kind of facilitating that. But like, honestly, even like a year ago, like, honestly, how we've evolved from a year ago, like, hybrid events did not exist in 2019.
Yeah.
Or like, I mean, all of a sudden, I mean, I'm sure they did.
Yeah.
But at this level, it's crazy. It really is crazy how everything's evolving. And I think to what you're doing is absolutely incredible. And I think it is the future for sure.
Yeah, it's a part of sort of, I think about this a lot. I mean, I was listening to Elon Musk on Clubhouse the other day, and I'm just, I love the fact that I'm in this field, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to be in this field. Is I think in terms of like artificial intelligence, which will definitely be the future. I think if you look at the technology of the self-driving car, it's all image recognition. It's frame by frame, and so they're able to basically make decisions based on the frame. And they have 8 cameras, and they're able to decide what's going on in the environment by taking each frame and literally like running it through OpenCV and doing object detection inside the frame and understanding how, like spatial awareness essentially. And so it's just, it's interesting to me how, computers and the pixels inside of a frame can actually, be the future of, artificial intelligence, and the neural net is basically consists of, it's really fascinating. I just love, video because, when you really think of it, it's just literally pixels on a screen, frame by frame, 25 frames per second on average. And just from that, it's just a great piece of technology to be a part of. So I'm glad I'm a part of it.
For sure.
I couldn't agree more. So audience, again, questions, anything you guys want to hear? I mean, I think it's kind of cool to have the owner and the guy who makes the decisions on with us, and especially in early stages, relatively early stages of a program where the owner is actively saying, hey, I want to hear from you. I want to know what will help make this a better asset for you, and something that you don't look at as an expense, but you look at it as something like your business almost can't live without. I mean, to me, I really look at this as like the video version of Canva. Personally, that's the way I look at it.
Same. Yeah.
That's just from my viewpoint.
Yeah.
Frank,
yeah.
where are you at?
I definitely am inspired by Canva for sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, I am by no means a graphic designer or a video graphic designer, right? Like that's not what I do at all. So when I found, like I said, at first I used PicMonkey, now I'm using Canva. When I found that, like, I just felt like, man, I can do some of this on my own now, And I think what you're showing us is the exact same thing with video. Does it replace? Is it ever going to replace a videographer and their talents? Absolutely not. If you want a real, like, video advertising, a really structured video advertising campaign, you still want to go to a videographer. But if I need to throw a couple of stories up this week, this is ideal. Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, like, you just reminded me of something. I'm very, much an admirer of Disney and sort of like, how their brand works. And I've actually made an effort to talk to some artists from Disney to understand their workflow, because I feel like there's a correlation between sort of like how a Disney production is made and how standard production is going to be done at your own house. And there's a lot of commonalities between, sort of what you need and what a Disney production goes through. And that's like storyboarding, for instance, right? You're basically having a central repository for your assets. Like we're talking about the brand kit. That's something that's very common within Disney, is if any artist wants to make a new production, what they do is they go into the central repository and they have an up-to-date version of what Mickey Mouse looks like. And then Mickey Mouse in that central repository is actually broken up into components. His ears, his nose, his body shape, all of that is broken apart. And that's in the central repository. It's very similar to like what a brand kit would be, like your logo and your colors and stuff like that. And then basically you can branch off that brand kit. And, sort of what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to help you as much as I can along that journey, because you might not be Disney. You might not have your own systems in place. You might not have your own team. So I'm trying to give you as much kind of a push as I can. And with the templates, they're sort of predefined storyboards that you can, essentially you can follow the storyboard. And then you could just literally take what's in that central repository and swap out certain elements within that storyboard and basically put your own feel and your touch and your story to it. But everything else is sort of like, it helps you, right? It's like you don't have a team, so I'm trying to be the team that you don't have to help you aid you along that journey.
This is, I didn't know this is what we were going to be seeing tonight. I think it's awesome. It is excellent. I mean, especially like, people in the wedding and event industry, right? I mean, we need those teams, right? We are, photographers, videographers, DJs, coordinators, venue owners, caterers, whatever, right? We're not specialists in everything. So if you're a videographer, luckily you can do this for yourself. If you're a photographer, maybe you can do this for yourself. But me as a DJ or the coordinator, chances are we don't know how to do this, So these kind of resources are key for what we are.
Yeah, there's a lot I can learn from you, and I really just want to have this become an ongoing conversation because I feel like, there's still a lot that I have to learn. And I think the only way for this product to get better, because it's still in the early days, I think the only way for it to get better is for this conversation to be open and for us to learn from one another. I think that's going to ultimately, get us, to be able to together build a product that's helping us, do what we need to do, and that's get that attention. And so I think this is going to come from a collective effort.
Yeah,
I couldn't agree more. Yeah,
absolutely. Will.
And I think more so to Frank's point. I mean, a lot of people who get into the events industry, no matter what any of those different facets that Frank referred to. A lot of times you are a small business owner. You're not starting off with a big team. You're not starting off with, all kinds of capital to be able to, hire somebody to do this kind of stuff with you.
Right.
And so if you have something that's like this, it really helps you streamline the process. Then it allows you to still be able to do the habits of getting stuff out there and, promoting and marketing yourself and doing it in a fashion that's easier, I should say.
Yeah.
And then and I could even see for videographers, I mean, this is also a cool, as the templates start to evolve.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could see like if you're a videographer and you utilize this product to create, like quick little
stories,
like it'd be perfect for you to create quick little things for other vendors in the market.
Yep.
But after a while, if there's only, let's say there's only 10 templates to pick from, then after a while, those 10 templates are going to be repeated and people are going to see it. But as the template builds, or as the amount of templates build, then that gives more flexibility for somebody like yourself to be able to utilize this product and create.
Excellent point.
I would
Excellent point.
Yeah, I would definitely like to be
exciting.
using these.
I love that. Like just the idea of getting other people paid. That's fun. I love that. Like helping the freelancer economy, the creators economy, helping them get paid. Ooh, that makes me want to wake up in the morning. Yeah, that's a good mission to be a part of.
And kind of almost creating like a marketplace.
Yeah, a marketplace. I mean, essentially. Well, what do you mean specifically though? You mean like with the templates or?
Yeah, so like a place where, for example, like Nick could go and create some templates and make them available.
Oh, exactly.
To other users.
Yeah, that's an aspiration of mine right there. Is the community aspect, right? Like, maybe like in the early days we started with like being a free thing where people can access certain templates and certain assets, but then eventually as they become more sophisticated, you can actually start putting a sort of a price tag on them and getting people paid that do spend the time to create them. And then the ones that don't mind shelling out $10 or $20 to have 3 hours of their time saved, get that benefit as well. And so that might take some time to get to that point, maybe a year or two. Maybe 2 years is a little bit longer than I would like. I think we could do a lot within the year. There's definitely a certain roadmap that I'm following, but dude, to get to that point would be an excellent day. Having that as a feature set, that I would love that. That would make me really happy.
So Aura comes with a question here, which I think this is. I feel like this might be something that is kind of. I don't know, Michael. Are you familiar with Twitch and how things work on Twitch?
Yeah. So I have a few customers that are live streamers and gamers, and I'm actually having an ongoing conversation with one of them. And actually, I recently received a small round of funding from one of the founders of Streamlabs, and we have this conversation a lot on basically taking a live stream like this and porting that over into a post editor. The fact that this software is in the cloud gives us a lot of benefits. And one of those benefits is if you're writing this video file to a central server, right, and it's accessible through HTTP through like a URL, essentially what you can do is you can access that video file portably from anywhere in the world, right? You don't have to download it. If it's 2 gigabytes, if it's 5 gigabytes, that's a lot of bandwidth. So instead of that, you can basically just link directly to the hosted asset. And so having some sort of seamless integration in Story Creator where either you can just copy the link and paste it, or you can point to it ahead of time or whatever that case may be. I still need to think of the UX, and that's going to come through talking to users and kind of testing it out. But the idea is you can essentially connect it directly to the live stream and basically modify it post-production, crop out like a minute of it and add some subtitles and whatever it is that you need to do to it. But that's definitely like in the roadmap. I think that's a hugely beneficial feature.
Good stuff for sure. Man, this is super cool.
All right, so let's talk about how people can use it.
Yeah.
What's
yeah.
I think you mentioned earlier that so basically, what does it cost to use it? How do people use it from that standpoint?
Yes, I mean, it's completely free to use. There is a catch. I mean, because it does, I pay a pretty good amount of money for server costs, and I am currently solo. I just hired a template designer, and I just hired an SEO person. So fairly lean, but there are definitely overhead costs. So we do add a watermark to all the free videos to help us, support us like for like marketing purposes. But you still get a result out of that without paying $1 or a penny. And so that's cool if you don't mind the watermark. But then to get rid of the watermark and to basically increase your storage limits, because we do store all your stuff on the cloud, so it's essentially like a Google Drive. And so we charge $19 a month as a base starter package. And so that comes with like automatic subtitles, and you can do automatic subtitles on the free version as well. Even though it costs us money, I don't mind eating a bit of those costs. But basically, paying the $19, you help support our operation, and you get the watermarks removed. That's sort of like the main plan that a lot of people subscribe to. There are some business plans if you are an agency and kind of do expect to, maybe like work with a bunch of clients and pump out a bunch of videos. But yeah, I'm actually working on pricing. I'm thinking about doing an even cheaper plan for $9 a month, where it'll definitely be less than what you would get on the $20 plan, but it should be sufficient for a lot of people that just have some basic needs. I've also been playing around with the idea, and I would love people's feedback on this, is like maybe like a virtual currency where you can actually pay to buy 1,000 coins, and that would unlock one video for like $5 if you just need to render a video once per month or something of that sort. But yeah, just like that's a long answer. The short answer, it's $19 to help support and get things going without the watermark.
Well, I mean, I think it's cool that there is even the free version. So,
yeah, that's amazing.
I mean, if nothing else, it's a great opportunity to just go in and mess around with it and
See if you like it.
Try it before you buy it, kind of a deal.
Try it before you buy it, and if you got any feedback, please let me know. I got I'm on support. I have a virtual assistant out there who's helping me. He's an excellent support agent, and we're always talking about the feedback that we receive, and it helps us a lot. You can't even imagine, like sometimes when you're on an app, especially in the early days, the fact that you're just being vocal, you're really helping that team out and that founder out. And so definitely don't be shy. Leave a message. We'd appreciate that.
Awesome.
I'm gonna put the link directly to the app in the chat here for everybody, so you guys know where to access that. Storycreatorapp.com is the URL to check it out. Now, I don't want to put you on the spot here, man, but we love to take care of the people watching our show. Is there anything we can maybe talk out of you to sweeten the deal for our viewers?
Well, I've been thinking about this. Recently I've actually added a promotion code where users can get half off of the membership for a whole year. So this is sort of what I've done just to hook people up. Is essentially I've taken the 20 times 12. Okay, that's $200 some odd, and I actually took away roughly 20% for the annual plan. If you upgrade to the annual plan, that bumps it down to 180. And then with this promo code, you get 50% off that 180. So that's $90 a year. That's let's do the math. I mean, 90 divided by 12. That's literally $7 a month. So
oh my god,
I got some customers that they bought. There was a lifetime deal running for $197. They bought that. He's a recruiter. He got somebody to watch the video that he made with Story Creator. Got them a job at $100,000. Took 3% of that, made $3,000 off that one video. So that makes me happy. Anytime I can get somebody ROI. So I mean, I'm saying if you can't get an ROI on $7 a month, then hit me up. I'll talk to you. We'll talk business. And I'll try to help you figure something out.
And you pretty much just said exactly what I was going to say. I mean, dude, if you get one sale, one wedding from a video that you put together to promote your DJ company or promote your planning company, you get one sale. It's a $2,000 sale. You just pretty much paid for it for the next like 10
years. You combine that with the potential amount of time that you're saving, and depending on how much you value your time, if you value your time at $100 an hour, $200 an hour, if you can save an hour, you're already making $100. You already made an hour. If you save 2 hours, I think you could probably save 3 hours, 4 hours, honestly. And so that's potentially $400 if that's what you value your time at. So, yeah,
I love it.
Awesome stuff, man.
I love it.
Yeah.
Frank, you look excited over there, man.
I bookmarked it, so
Frank's
I'm
like,
for sure.
Frank's like, give me the code. Give me the code.
Yeah.
One of the problems I faced was I would go to a site called Envato. Envato is you can buy a lot of templates and pre-made assets. It's cool. It's great. But, you have to already have Adobe After Effects, and you have to have the knowledge, you have to have the time, and then you have to go in there and you have to, it's, for a good pack, it's like $30 minimum, right? My goal is to emulate the quality of those packs and the volume. Maybe not the volume. They have user contributed, but as much as I can, so that you have that on the monthly plan accessible to you essentially for free. I mean, you pay the $7.5 and you have an access to all the library of things. That's the goal. I just want to jam pack full of value. And I think just, with that mindset and that model, it can be a win-win situation for everybody.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fantastic stuff.
All right. So we're gonna, you know what? I'm gonna make it a little bit more fun and a little bit more challenging. All right. If you want to get that 50% off code, you got to hit us up. You got to hit us up at Wedding Business Growth on Instagram to get that code. We're not even going to announce it. You got to hit us up on Instagram at Wedding Business Growth, and we'll get you that code to get that 50% off. Because people are going to see the replay of this, and then that'll be too easy for them.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
You don't appreciate things that are just given to you. You got to earn it.
That's right.
For sure.
So that's how we'll do it. That's how we'll do it. If you hear the replay or if you're watching live, if you hit us up on Wedding Business Growth at Instagram, we will get you guys that code, and you'll save 50% off of a price that's already ridiculous. And
yeah. I mean, even $19 a month. I mean, that's nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I love it. All right, and we got one more surprise, and that's our giveaway tonight. So our giveaway tonight. We're going to give somebody. We twisted Michael's arm, and he agreed to do it. We virtually twisted his arm, and he agreed to allow us to give away a 90-day trial, completely unlocked. A 90-day trial, completely unlocked. No strings attached.
One lucky winner. One lucky winner.
One person, no strings attached. 90-day trial use of everything unlocked completely. No watermarks, no nothing.
That's pretty awesome.
So we're gonna give that away at the end of the night. Right before we do that, though, Frank, I do want to bring you on to chat a little bit about what you have going on. This will also give Michael. Are you able to hang around for a little while?
Yeah. I would love.
For you is, would you be able to jump into Clubhouse with us, because I think some people might have some more conversations and questions and stuff like that. We're gonna jump into Clubhouse right after. Yeah. Okay, so I'll send you an invite. Once we get it rolling, I'll send you the invite to that. So guys, if you are interested in being being our winner tonight of a 90-day, 100% unlocked use of the app Story Creator that Michael has created, simply scan the QR code that's right above our heads up here and send us your name in, or you can text it to the number scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Right below there, and we'll pick a winner here in just a minute. Frank, come on in, bud. What you got going on, man? I love that shirt, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, DJ life shirt, right? We're not too many DJs though. Not too many DJs. This is Wedding Business Growth. Yeah, man. No, just staying busy, right? Like Clubhouse and all over the place.
Nice,
right? Yeah. So I kind of wanted to come on here just to get a temperature check on something that I've been talking to David and Nick a little bit about. And so, there's this new push, right? There's masterminds, there's master classes, there's all these really interesting ways of going about, like, finding more out about your industry, getting better at what you're doing, learning about different things within your industry, your avenue of the wedding industry and event industry. So I've been thinking about it. What if, would it interest you to be able to have the information that you need provided to you? Not just, here's a big book, read through it. Here's a whole bunch of information, check through it. What about that information coming to you, identifying what it is that you need? Is that something that would interest you? You know, not having to overwork yourself. You're already spending enough time with your business on a day-to-day basis. You know, you're editing pictures, you're editing videos, you're spending time on through emails with your clients, your couples. You know, what if there was a potential for you to be able to have what you need meet you at where you're at? Is that something that would interest you?
Say that again. Say that again.
I like that. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. What if there was something out there that could meet you at your need, right? We're not talking about fishing through, like I said, a mastermind class. I'm not talking about like having to sign up for this and for that to get all the information you need. What if you had the ability to explain what it is that you do on a day-to-day basis, where you're having a hard time, and then that knowledge where you specifically are having a hard time is handed over to you? Would you be interested in that?
I know I would. Hell,
I would.
If you're serious about business, you sure do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. What about you, Michael? Would you, if through the process of yourself building this app, right, on a day-to-day basis, if somebody could come to you and help you identify where you are having a hard time?
Oh, absolutely. I kind of identify that as like an inbound bit of information. Inbound is always better than outbound. So if I don't have to go seek it and it just falls on my doorstep, who wouldn't want that?
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more.
Busy Bee said I would.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you're definitely onto something there. And I think that you're right. You know, there's a lot of like, well, again, going back to last week, we were providing the hybrid component of a mastermind class and or a mastermind presentation. And to your point, there was this common theme of all the different speakers that were saying, you know, you need to do video, you need to do video, you need to do video, you need to do video.
Yeah.
And that made a lot of sense. But to the person sitting in the room that is already doing video, but still not achieving the success that they're looking to achieve, that really doesn't do anything for them. It's almost like a waste of their money to be there.
I was going to say that.
You know what I mean? It's almost like a waste of their money to be there because, yeah, they're getting all rah, you know, motivated and, you know, Tony Robbins out the door, but it's not giving them specifically what they need. And I think that's a lot of times what happens when people jump in to like a mastermind class or like a broad program where it doesn't specifically address your needs. I think this is an interesting concept we should explore more because it's important to definitely help people in that direct way.
Yeah, because look, I mean, there's no mistaking that a mastermind course is useful for people who are walking into a business brand new, right? You know, you have to learn about it, so you got to know it's out there. But if I said one day, hey, I want to be a wedding DJ tomorrow, and then I saw this ad that ran on the internet and it said, here's everything you need to know about being a wedding DJ, yeah, I'll sign up and take that gamble. You know, but if I've been in business for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, like I don't need everything. I need certain things. And I need somebody to help me identify what those things are and then have somebody help me either get to the resources that I need or, you know, whatever else may be out there. Maybe help with this or that. So
solid right here. Creative insight to evolve to the next level.
Bro, that's top notch, man. Yeah.
You might actually want to steal that as a tagline.
Chris, we might need to talk to you.
Yeah. Frank, write that down.
I'm gonna I'll take a pic. No,
we're just kidding.
We're just messing with you, Chris. We'll give you royalties for it. Well, I think you're definitely onto that, and you know, this is a lot. The reason why this is all coming up because this is a lot of what you're kind of doing in Clubhouse, and so this is a whole round. I know it's kind of a roundabout conversation to get to the fact of what you're doing in Clubhouse and utilizing it, because at the end of the day, Clubhouse is an app. And we are talking today about utilizing apps to streamline your business, to improve your business, to do things that you otherwise aren't able to do. And Clubhouse, in the regards of being able to go directly to people who can say to you or who can address issues that you have and help you come up with solutions for those. And right now, that's basically kind of happening for free in Clubhouse. Like it's not gonna be free. I don't know if Clubhouse will be free forever, but the advice right now is,
yeah.
You know, the thing I like about Clubhouse is just the osmosis. You know, just you know, if you're with, they say you're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. So, you know, whereas you're not with these people in the physical realm, but just being around the right rooms and just soaking up that information, and just kind of like, you know, transferring that knowledge and that sort of way these people think, these you know, successful people, it's just the osmosis, and I think that's really important.
Yeah, and according to the Clubhouse developers, Clubhouse will not be free forever. There will be options to have free clubs. There will be option to have free rooms, but then it also is sounding like there might be subscription models for clubs that are coming out in the future. There will be ways to directly tip creators and content providers. So there's a lot of things coming, and you're going to start to see all of this like free information exchange on Clubhouse. That's going to change.
It's going to start becoming monetized.
I'm not even mad at that. Maybe there was one point in time when I would have been mad at that, but now, you know, the thing I realized with things that are paid, it's sort of a qualification mechanism where it kind of weeds out the leechers and the people that aren't really like ready to bring value to the table from the ones that are actually interested. I mean, there's definitely, you know, it's all relative, the price point, but even just a small price sort of just weeds out leechers from people actually giving value. So I'm not even mad at that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I think we could all agree. I mean, we all own businesses, so I think we can all agree that the value of something that's free, the value is basically zero. You know, there's no value, there's no pain point, there's no resistance, there's no any effort, there's no nothing.
Right.
You know? And so it becomes valueless.
Right.
In a day, you know. So I agree with what you're saying, Michael. Like I'm not mad about spending money on something that can help me make more money.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think mindset that I've shifted towards, and I think a lot of people are stuck in, you know, kind of, I got to pay for that. That's a sham. But ultimately, though, you know, paying for things is not a bad thing. But there are a lot of snake oil salesmen out there. That's the problem. You got to be able to, I'm not putting my money towards something worth it. But ultimately, paying for things is a good thing. You know, it's a qualification mechanism.
Yeah, that's a fantastic point. It is absolutely qualification.
So, Frank, what do you have coming up on Clubhouse? Because I know you've got some really solid stuff coming up.
Yeah. So I mean, tonight I'll be on the after party, the Wedding Business Growth after party. So I'll be there. Let's see, tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern time, I will have Joey Mack, who is the Mobile Cigar Lounge King, and John Garcia, who is an artist who comes and he basically paints a moment at your wedding, live at your wedding. And what we're going to be talking about there is how to take a really unique hobby and turn it into a really amazing wedding experience. I would have never thought Mobile Cigar Lounge would be a thing at a wedding, right? But it is. I would have never thought about having somebody paint my first dance at my reception live.
I love it.
So so we're going to be talking about that. Let's see. So that's tomorrow at 6. Thursday, I'm in a DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia kind of like event discussion group that I'm not running. On Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern, I'm gonna have like a lot of wedding businesses. They're creatives, right? That's what you do. Your heart is in DJing or photography, videography, coordinating, whatever. But a lot of us aren't really business people, right? So I've got one of the top 5 financial advisors in the country to come on with me for an hour and provide financial advice live on Clubhouse for an hour to wedding professionals. I couldn't be more excited about that. And then Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be talking about how to start to integrate Clubhouse for our clients. So how can we provide value to our couples or prospective couples through utilizing Clubhouse as a platform.
Man,
Cool stuff.
That work.
That's awesome, bro.
So real quickly, I just want to go over some of this stuff. What does Clubhouse do? I think that actually should have said do. Can't get it on my phone. This is like an ongoing thing. Can't get a Clubhouse on Android. That is correct. Unfortunately, Android does not support, or Clubhouse doesn't support Android, or Android does not support Clubhouse, one or the other. And then this comment, Clubhouse is about wedding DJs. Absolutely not. Clubhouse is about all things that you can imagine.
Yeah.
Like so like there's this when you first log on, there's like this screen that shows you all of the different rooms you can go into, and there were like some crazy rooms I saw, like
there's spiritual rooms.
Yeah, spiritual rooms, left feet over right feet. Like there was just some weird stuff that you could even get into, right? But there are some people that are really active in the events industry. A lot of wedding planners, a lot of event planners are very active on Clubhouse and are providing incredible content on there. I mean, we're in rooms together all the time, Frank. You know what I'm talking about? Like incredible content on
there. I brought it up with you when we talked a little bit yesterday. I had a caterer on this past Saturday that dropped some knowledge that if you were a caterer listening to that room at that moment, you just figured out how to deal with what we are dealing with in the industry right now with the pandemic. You've literally learned how to give a better experience through food, you know, and it was free. I mean, it was all free. She came on and was willing to have that conversation. So, yeah, I mean, it's left. And to say that it's just for wedding DJs couldn't be more wrong. Just point blank. That is an incorrect statement. I am on there constantly, and I'm in rooms that I am the only wedding DJ present in, and there's 150 wedding pros in that room. So, yeah. And just for the Android users, they are getting close to releasing supposedly an Android version of the app as they start to expand things. And if you have an iPad, you can actually use your iPad to get on. So, right, you know, just some food for thought as well if you have an Android phone.
Yeah. Love it.
All right. I have several invites left if you guys need. I got like 6 left if anybody wants to get an invite. You got an iPhone or Apple device? Let me know.
Yeah,
you're gonna have a rush in your inbox.
Right now. You hit me up. I guess with the inbox. Like, follow me on Twitter / Michael Aubry or at Michael Aubry AUBRY and hit me up. First come, first serve. I'll set you up.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I've got some invites. Do you have any invites?
I think I have a few. Yeah, I think I have
All right, cool. Frank, you got invites?
No, I used all mine.
All right, well,
I used my last one on the financial advisor.
Well, Nick and I have some invites. Michael has some invites. So some way, somehow, we can get people in there. If you're not already part of it, just hit us up and we'll get you squared away. All right. Well, let's do this giveaway and then take a quick little 10-minute break, I guess, almost, and then we'll hop on to Clubhouse. So once again, before we do the giveaway, this is like, if you haven't signed up yet, like I'm literally giving you your last 60 seconds to do so. To sign up for our giveaway, you either scan the QR code in the top right-hand corner of the screen, right above Nick. Nick, can you point up to that so people that don't know what I'm saying? There you go. Right above Nick. Yep, right above Nick. Or you can text the number scrolling across the bottom of the screen, 909-316-0707. All we need you to do is text us your name so we know who you are. We are going to give away tonight compliments of our good buddy Michael Aubry tonight. A 90-day, completely unlocked, no watermark, no nothing, full use of his app to test it out. Make sure you love it. We know you're going to.
That's awesome.
And thank you, Michael, for doing that. We really appreciate that. One caveat, you got to be present to win.
Yeah,
I'm present. I'm here, and I just can't.
Frank's ready. He's like, let's go.
We always say that you got to be present to win. So if we pick somebody and they're not here right now, then we're moving on. We're picking somebody else. All right. So let us pull it up here. Should we do it live on screen?
Sure.
Yeah. What the hell? Why not? Oh, actually, I don't know if it'll let me share my screen since we're using the same computer.
Oh, yeah, you're
so we won't be able to do it live on screen. Sorry. All right. So we are going to activate run raffle. Give me like a virtual drum roll, maybe. All right, let's see. The winner is DJ Chris Disc.
That's awesome.
DJ Chris Disc. Are you still here? I think he is because I just saw him comment just a minute ago. DJ Chris.
Yeah, he was the one with the profound quote, right?
Might have been. Might have been.
Yep, there he is.
There he is. There he is.
Exchange for the tagline.
All right. All right, Chris. So either I tell you what, Chris, just hit us up. Hit us up on Wedding Business Growth on Instagram, and we will connect you with Michael, and we'll get you all set up that way. Is that cool for you, Michael?
Yeah, absolutely. Just connect me with him. I'll get his email, and I'll look at in the database for his account ID, and I'll hook him up for 90 days. Okay, perfect. So Chris, just hit us up on Instagram at Wedding Business Growth, and we will get you squared away. I think he's been a winner in the past before too, so he probably already knows all that information. Once again, guys, here is the link. He says no Insta. He's not on Instagram. All right. Well, just email. Yeah. Email. So is there an email he can email yet, Michael? Yeah, just you see the domain right there that's been shared. Just put Michael in front of that, michael@storycreatorapp.com. Hit me up with an email, and I'll set you up. There you go. Perfect. So can you do that, Chris? Can you just send an email to michael@storycreatorapp.com, and he'll get you all set up. He'll get you all set up for that. All right. Boom. Well, cool. We've gone a little over tonight. I think we'll bypass doing pod decks tonight. Maybe we'll do that. Let's do that on the after show. We'll have some fun with pod decks on the after show. It's a small world. Pod decks. I know Travis. It's awesome. Yeah, he's good people, isn't he? Super small world. Yeah. Yeah, Travis is so cool, man. And he's always so good to us on this show. Yeah, so we love continuing to use his stuff. All right, guys. So go over to storycreatorapp.com, get signed up, use the free account, check it out. Let us know, Michael. Can we bring you back on the show again down the road here and do absolutely. You guys blew my expectations. This is fun. Thanks for having me anytime.
Thank you for that, man.
Love what you're doing, by the way.
And again, if you guys want to get that 50% off, that half off, you got to hit us up on Instagram at Wedding Business Growth. And if you don't follow it too, start one. Yeah. Start one. It's free to start Instagram too, and then you can just, even if you want to start your Instagram, send us a message, get the 50% off, and then delete it, and then delete your Instagram. That's okay too.
Or get some value out there, connect with some people. It's good for business. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Any parting words, Michael?
Well, I would say it'd be quite hard to post, videos if you don't have an Instagram. Especially trying to grow a business. Definitely get on Instagram. But I would say, thanks for having me, guys. It's just been a fun, an honor just to be on here sharing what I've been working on and what I love to do. And I appreciate you guys giving me the platform. Thanks.
Appreciate you, man.
Thank you. All right, if you're watching still and you're on Clubhouse, come on and see us in about 15 minutes. About 15 minutes, we'll be on Clubhouse. Just search WBG on Clubhouse. Just search WBG, and you will find us there, and we will gladly welcome you into the room. All right, with that said, you want to wrap it up for us?
Yeah, thanks everyone for checking in. Michael, again, we appreciate you. Frank, also. Matt from RequestNow, I know he's not on, but we appreciate him. Keep growing, keep helping each other, keep lifting each other up, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thank you, guys. We'll see y'all next week.
Peace.
Thanks.